All right. Okay. So we're comparing future value with present value. So all right, of course. So, all right. So there we go. Future value contains interest. Present value doesn't. Um, the From our calculations, op, the book's terminology, opportunity cost rate, mine are required rate of return. The um, just an aside, the um, way more professionals are going to use required rate of return or interest rate or yield than our opportunity cost rate. So the it's a the academians seem to think they know an awful lot when they don't really know as much as they think they do, and there are things in textbooks that if you talk about them in the way that they do, they will make you look like an idiot potentially in an interview. So, um, so anyway, from our calculations before, a lump sum payment of $700 with this 10% required rate of return is the same as a lump sum payment of $931.70 in 3 years. Uh, $700 has no interest. The future value of $931.70 contains 3 years of interest, which is $231.70. The next slide shows you what that looks like. So, and we start out with $700. We earn 10%. At the end of year one, that's $770. We earn 10% on that $770. That compounding, we earn interest on interest. So in that second year, so that 770, there's $77 in the second year. So we earned interest on the $700 plus the 70 that we earned in the first year. That's $77. Then we earn interest on the $847, the value at the end of the second year, and we earn 10% on that, which is $84.70, which results in a total interest of $231.70, or an ending value of $931.70. The So the values and under the tick marks in each year differ because they contain different amounts of interest, which um, you know, only makes some sense by now. So perpetuity. The only perpetuity that I am aware of in today's world is preferred stock. So and the what is a perpetuity is a stream of equal payments that are expected to go on forever. So preferred stock pays a dividend that does go on forever. The uh, in most cases, some preferred stock is actually callable. So the so the present value of a perpetuity is equal to the payment divided by the required rate of return. The usually that payment is a dividend. Sorry. Okay. Um, I believe there are a couple of examples where there is a preferred stock in your homework. So you'll take you may even have to calculate the dividend, but it's the dividend divided by the required rate of return. Um, and for example, this case, the first one here, we got $100 dividend and a 5% required rate of return. So that present value is $2,000. Second example, we've got we double our required rate of return, which not surprisingly cuts the present value of our perpetuity in half. So, but uh, perpetuities or preferred stocks are some of the most simple calculations. For some reason, students seem to struggle with them. Sometimes I think it's because they are too simple. So, my point here would be don't make them harder than they need to be. So they just take the information there, and if you have any confusion, ask me when we have our online sessions. So, all right. So you can also solve for the interest rate on your calculator. So the so an example here, suppose you pay $78.35 for an investment that promises to pay you 100% today. What annual rate of return will you earn on your investment? Well, let's go to the next slide. So with our calculator, we can, if we have any four of these numbers, um, we can calculate the fifth. So if we go back to our so 78.35 an investment. So we pay 78.35. We receive $100 in 5 years. So this tells us that we're paying out a lump sum, and we're going to receive a lump sum. There are no payments in the interim. So on our calculator, it's 5N. We're going to calculate IY. The negative 78.35 because we're making an investment that's coming out of our pocket. Zero payment, $100 future value. Then we hit compute and PV, and we should get 5%. So solving for time, same thing. When we have any of the other four, if we have the other four items on our calculator in our calculator, then we can calculate time. So we can solve for any value on the calculator. So a security that costs $68.30 will provide a return of 10% per year. If you want to keep the investment until it grows to a value of $100, how long will you have to keep it? So that's $68.30. That's a negative. It's an outflow. Our required rate of return is 10%. Future value is 100. So we take our calculator. We have our interest rate is 10%. So 10 IY, our $68.30 is out of pocket. That's a negative. That's our PV. No payments, zero payment, $100 future value. And we just hit compute in, and we get 4.0. So that's 4 years. So it would take us 4 years for our $68.30 to grow to $100. Okay. All right, we'll start the next lecture on compounding periods.